Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Everyday Driven by DJ. Today we're gonna do the first video of a series that will go as long as there is construction along my commute along Interstate 4 through Central Florida. Specifically through the corridor that has been labeled as the I-4 Beyond the Ultimate or Moving Florida Forward corridor along I-4, which specifically, if you're not aware, is the area between Sand Lake Road and US 27. With this set of videos, the intent is to just give you some regular updates as I'm doing my commute, whether it's to or from work. I travel that exact corridor every day. With today's video, we're going to be going eastbound, so during my morning commute, and specifically this will be from the ChampionsGate area up to Sand Lake Road. Starting out at the new ChampionsGate interchange, westbound, it looks like they're getting ready to make a traffic shift onto the new bridge that crosses over Osceola Polk Line Road at ChampionsGate. They have the road base down. I imagine we're going to be seeing some asphalt going down in the next couple of weeks, and there will probably be a traffic shift that comes along with that to take vehicles off of the old bridge that goes over Osceola Polk Line Road and shift those onto the new one so that they could demo the old bridge, build a new bridge that will ultimately take the express lane traffic through that area. Eastbound wise, it also looks like they're going to be preparing to do the same exact thing. I do think that eastbound is trailing a little bit behind westbound. They don't seem to be exactly at the same point, but I do expect to see some major traffic shifts around that interchange within the next month. As we move further eastbound, we come to the interchange with the 429. This is starting to actually pick up. There hasn't been any action here for the last several months, but within the last week, I've seen where they've started to lay road base, specifically outside of the shoulder on the westbound lanes. And then I've also seen where they're delivering storm structures adjacent to the eastbound lanes. If you also travel along Lake Wilson Road that does go across I-4 at this location, there's also been a substantial amount of survey markers that have been put out. It does look like they're laying out where the existing utilities are, where the new limits of pavement and possibly the new right-of-way are going to be, because there is going to be a new bridge for Lake Wilson Road that does span across I-4 to allow for Lake Wilson Road to be expanded to a 4-lane, 2-way traffic setup. Moving further eastbound, we come across the World Center Drive and ChampionsGate exit, along with 192 crossover. This area is seeing the most action in the last couple of weeks. We did have a traffic shift here from westbound, or for the westbound lanes, moving on to new pavement, which moved the westbound traffic to the outside. So now all of the inside or median area is void of traffic at this point, where they can begin reconstructing those lanes and turning that into the express lane facility. Continuing eastbound, we then come across the 536 and 535 interchanges. Not a whole lot going on here just yet. 535 they're prepping to make the new bridge that will span over 535, specifically the inner lanes of I-4, the express lanes bridge. It looks like the end pieces of that bridge are in place now, and we'll probably see beams set sometime within the next month or two. The last area that's really seeing heavy construction right now is 528 and Sand Lake Road. For Sand Lake Road overpass, we are getting closer and closer to the eastbound lanes being shifted onto the new bridge that's there. That bridge appears to be mostly complete. There's road base down, and we'll probably be seeing asphalt in the next couple of weeks, which should mean that that bridge and those lanes will go into service very shortly thereafter. There's not a whole lot happening at the 528 interchange. The new traffic pattern going from westbound I-4 onto eastbound 528 appears to have been completed at this point, and now it's just a lane shuffle on westbound I-4 as they prepare for moving those lanes out and making room for the express lanes in the future. That's all I have for this month's update on I-4 construction. I do want to do this monthly just to give everybody a feeling for how this is all moving forward. I will say they are making progress, and they're making some pretty quick progress in a lot of these areas, specifically at ChampionsGate, and I also expect to see things to move pretty quickly around the 429 interchange, where there's also going to be the new Poinciana Parkway extension that will merge in with I-4 and the 429. So, like and subscribe, that way you're notified of the next update. Appreciate your time, and I'll catch you later.